When I first joined the fire service in Glasgow, I thought the hardest part of the job would be the fires themselves. I was wrong. The part that stays with you is everything around them. The waiting, the uncertainty, the moment where something feels off before you even know why. This happened about 2 years into the job, on a night shift that started out completely normal. We were sitting in the bay, going over equipment. The call came in: structure fire, residential address. The dispatch read it out clearly. Nothing unusual. We geared up and rolled out. On the way there, I remember our driver saying, "That street again?" Like he recognized it. No one responded. It wasn't uncommon to hit the same area more than once. When we got there, the place was quiet. Too quiet. No smokes, no flames, no people outside. Just a row of houses, all dark except for this one porch light flickering. Our officer told us to check anyways. False alarms happen all the time. We approached the house, door closed, windows dark. No signs of fire. He knocked. Nothing. He knocked again, louder this time. Still nothing. Then, from the inside, we heard something. Not shouting, not movement. Just a faint sound. Like something was shifting, or maybe someone was breathing. "Hello?" he called. No response. We forced the door open. The inside of the house felt wrong immediately. Not a dramatic way, just off. The air was thick, like it had been sitting still for a long time. We started searching room by room. Everything looked normal. Furniture in place, dishes in the sink, TV remote on the couch. It looked like someone lived there and just stepped out for a minute. Then we found the bedroom. There was a man laying on the bed. He wasn't burnt. He wasn't injured. He was just there, eyes open, staring at the ceiling. I remember one of the guys saying, "Sir, can you hear me?" No response. We checked for pulse. Nothing. He was already gone. We called it in, and the rest of the progress started. Police, medical, all that. But here's the part that still doesn't sit right with me. There was no fire, no smoke damage, no electrical issues, nothing that would have triggered a call. While we were outside waiting for the police, dispatch came over the radio. "Can you confirm the station?" Our officer explained what we found. There was a pause. Then the dispatch said, "We didn't receive a call from that address." Everyone went quiet. "That's the address you gave us," our officer said. Another pause. "No," she replied. "That call came in from a different number. We're trying to trace it." They never found out who made the call. Later, when everything was cleared, one of the older guys pulled me aside. He asked, "Did you hear anything before we went in?" I hesitated, then said, "Yeah. I thought I heard something faint." He nodded slowly. "Same thing I heard," he said, "but the guy was already dead." I didn't ask anything else after that. I was doing a temporary exchange program with a department in Osaka when this happened. Everything there was more of a structure than what I was used to. The procedures were strict, communication was precise, and everyone took their job seriously in a way that made you step up automatically. We got a call late one evening for a small apartment fire. Nothing major, just reported smoke from one unit. When we arrived, the building manager was already outside, clearly shaken. "There's someone inside," he said immediately. "She didn't come out." We went in fast. The hallway was already filled with the light smoke, not thick, but enough to tell where the fire was active. We located the unit and forced entry. The fire itself was contained to the part of the living room. Curtains were caught and it spread lightly to the furniture. We put it out quickly. Then we started searching. We found her in the bedroom. She was on the floor, unconscious but alive. We got her out and EMS took over. That should have been the end of it. But while we were clearing the apartment, something didn't feel right. There were signs of someone else being in there. 2 cups on the table, shoes by the door that didn't match hers, a jacket that clearly wasn't hers either. I mentioned it to one of the local firefighters. He looked at it for a second, then said maybe a guess, but his tone didn't match his words. Outside, I asked the apartment manager, "Does she live alone?" He nodded immediately, always. That stuck with me. Later that night, after everything was wrapped up, I overheard a conversation between 2 of the senior guys. They were talking quietly, but I caught enough. "The second cup was still warm," one of them said. The other replied, "Then where did he go?" No one ever officially mentioned it again, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Because whoever was in that apartment had time to leave. They just didn't leave through the front door. This happened during a joint training period. I did it in Sao Paulo, and it's one of the calls I wish I could forget. We got dispatched to a residential fire in a tightly packed neighborhood. The kind where the houses are built almost on top of each other, narrow streets, limited access. Even before we got there, we could see the smoke. By the time we arrived, the flames were already pushing out of the upper windows. People were already outside, yelling, pointing, trying to tell us something at once. "There's someone inside, the second floor." She couldn't get out. We moved immediately. The heat hit hard as soon as we got close. This wasn't a small fire. It had already taken most of the upper level. We made an entry as far as we could. The staircase was partially compromised. The flames were running along the ceiling, dropping pieces down. We tried to push through, we really did. But there's a point where you have to make a call. If we went any further, we were not coming back. Our officer made the call to pull back. I remember one of the guys yelling, "We can still reach her." But the structure was already shifting. There was this loud cracking sound above, and the part of the ceiling was coming down right where we had been trying to move through. We had no choice. We got out. Outside, the crowd was still there. One woman kept screaming, "She's still outside." No one said anything. We just stood there, watching the fire take the rest of the building. Later, after everything was over, we confirmed what we already know. She didn't make it. That part is hard enough. But what stuck with me happened earlier, before we even entered. When we first pulled up, before the chaos fully hit, I remember seeing someone at one of the second floor's window. A woman. She wasn't screaming. She wasn't banging on the glass. She was just looking down at us. And for a second, it felt like she knew we weren't going to make it in time. I didn't say anything about it until later. When I finally did, one of the local firefighters just nodded. Sometimes, he said quietly, they just know before we do. I still think about that look. Not panic, not even fear. Just understanding. And that's the part that stays with you.